about 2 years ago, I was skinny fat even though I was working out consistently and doing cardio. So the question is why was I not, able to build muscle and lose that stubborn body fat? Well, the real thing that I had to work on was my diet because even though I was putting in the work at the gym and in my running, I wasn't eating the right foods. I wasn't optimizing for my hormones. So as soon as I stopped eating out at restaurants and ordering DoorDash, the actual transformations I started to see in my body. So basically, when you start to eat lean cuts of meat like beef, fish, chicken, combine that with fruits and vegetables and potatoes, and having some yogurt, having just higher protein meals, you're gonna see that building muscle and losing fat is actually quite simple, and you've just been complicating it all along. So it really comes down to like, no longer avoiding making your own meals and becoming more intentional with your meals because it's so easy to get lost in, you know, when you're feeling really hungry and you don't want to make anything. Well, it's so easy to just get DoorDash and fulfill your cravings, right? But what we don't realize is that eating high protein meals that are naturally occurring on this earth, greens, meats, vegetables, fruits, like those meals are going to keep you full for long periods of time. And it's actually going to increase your energy levels to want to perform better at the gym and in cardio. So you have to take these into consideration if you want to lean out or build muscle. You can't just be getting off the rails, drinking alcohol and eating at restaurants every weekend because the problem is that the more you do that, the more it's going to lead into like during the week as well. So for me personally, I used to eat out on the weekends and I used to drink alcohol a lot and I used to carry that into my Monday to Friday routine as well. So that's why I say is that you can't just like, stick to a healthy routine Monday through Friday and then completely ignore that on the weekends because what is the point then, right? If you really want to live a healthy lifestyle and change your life and body, you have to embody that lifestyle every single day. And it's okay to like let go and let loose like here and there, but just know the more that you do it, the more you're going to fall into that routine again of, giving in to the cheap desires and pleasures of just ordering in and drinking alcohol. So yeah, you just have to take your health more seriously and take your fitness more seriously. Start planning your days around your fitness routines, especially if you're an athlete who likes to run and do a variety of different workout routines like myself. Like, I like to center my days around what my fitness routine is going to look like. If I know I'm going to be going to the gym, I need to make sure I'm eating enough protein to do that. And if I'm going to be doing cardio one day, well, I have to ensure that I'm drinking enough water. I don't drink alcohol the day before because I know that's going to lead to a lot of energy fluctuations during my run. And yeah, that's all it comes down to is just prioritizing your health, your diet, and your fitness routines first, and everything else can come after. So yes, start taking your nutrition more seriously. Start implementing, maybe different workout routines to help free up more time for you to make meals. Because for me personally, I used to work out like 3 days a week, and there was no reason why I couldn't make my own meals, right? Like I had so much time left over, and especially on rest days when I wasn't going to the gym, I could have easily made like 2 to 3 meals by myself without having to rely on DoorDash, restaurant food. But it all just came down to like realizing like, oh wait, if I want to like look a certain way, I'm gonna have to really nail down my diet. And I started making really simple meals like eggs on toast, avocado toast, and then lean beef on rice. And I feel like a lot of people nowadays they start to think that those are like a bunch of meals that are hard to make, but they're very simple. Like doesn't require a whole lot of utensils. It doesn't require a whole lot of ingredients. A lot of the meals that I make to stay lean are literally 2 ingredients and a frying pan. Like you don't need a whole lot. So I honestly think that making simple meals is the way to go. The less ingredients, the better. Three ingredients max. Like if you're having a rice bowl, right? Brown rice, lean beef, eggs or avocado. 3 ingredients, and that's it. And that's what's going to actually help you um, sustain these long periods of dieting because you're making it easier for yourself to make healthier meals. Like you'll see a lot of posts online that glamorize making like these protein bowls with a lot of different ingredients like corn, salsa, beef, rice, avocado, and just like a whole lot of other sauces and stuff that you don't necessarily need. Of course, you can do it if you're trying to bulk up, but if you're just trying to make life a bit more easier for yourself, considering you're already working like full time, you're already going to the gym a lot, you want to make dieting as simple as possible. And this isn't to say that you can't eat a lot while you're in a diet because you can eat a lot of whole foods and still be in a natural caloric deficit. It's just that when you start eating a lot of restaurant food and takeout, your calorie intake is going to be a lot higher than you think. So you need to be eating whole foods, but you can also be tracking your whole foods as well. So use apps like Cal AI, which is my personal favorite. You just take a photo of it, and it just brings up all the macros, like the protein, carbohydrates, the fat levels, and also the calories. So yeah, this is pretty standard stuff. I mean, that's what's gotten me to 7% body fat. But although I was lean for majority of my teenage and early 20s, um, it wasn't until I started tracking my calories, eating healthier 95% of the time, not drinking alcohol. That's when I started to see my body change and my energy levels stay consistently high. So if this is a prime example of that, I can do it, you can do it. Like, the reason why I'm also making these videos is because back then I wanted to make videos, I wanted to make social media content, but I couldn't because I wasn't keeping myself accountable in my health. So if you don't keep yourself accountable, if you don't keep yourself accountable in your health, you won't be able to do other things in your life and stay consistent in other things in your life. Like, I've been consistently posting since last year, and it all ties into like how I treat my body and my health. So when you think about life like this, think about life like, you start in your health, you start at the gym, and it carries on to other aspects of your life. The sooner you're going to realize that, oh wait, yeah, maybe I should take my health more seriously. Maybe I should stop eating out at restaurants for a few months and just see what your body can do. See how your body looks after a few months of dieting. But yeah, these are just a bunch of tips from my own personal experience. It might not work for everyone, but it might work for people who have been, skinny fat for majority of their life, and now they're just trying to like gain more muscle and lose body fat. Or you might just be like, overweight and you're wanting to lose body fat. Trust me, it is hard in the beginning. It's not easy, but the more consistently you do it, the easier it's going to be. So I hope you found some useful tips from this video, and stay tuned for more.